I put it just to make it, relatable is, for some reason when my feet go above yours.
He's not used to being that tall, basically, is what he's saying.
Right. It's like Medusa just hit me. I do this, like turn to stone. And then Mike comes in who hates people and goes, hey, how you doing?
Oh, but I'm above everybody there, so I'm not worried about him.
But you're finally the same height as everybody else. So you're not short, Mike. You just bought a big chair for no reason.
Yeah. No, I bought it for a reason. I bought it because I could.
Show them the phone books.
No, they're taped down.
But this carries into what we do, what you do. And you have to weed out assholes in every venture of your life, whether it be your private life, whether it be business, and especially with promotions. Because you deal with dicks, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to name them, John. You got nervous. Man, I hope who isn't listening.
It doesn't matter what industry you're in. What
you've done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
And some people don't appreciate that. You know what I mean? If you haven't done what they expected you to do, then have you had that happen to you where people are aggressive toward you about it?
I don't know about aggressive.
I don't mean aggressive, I've tried to beat you up or nothing. But
I mean, I've had them from both sides. Bands that expect certain things without communicating what their expectations are. Same thing with venues. I'm the middleman, in all of those situations. I will say I'm on the band's side and not the venues. I'm not connected with. That's why I don't want to be I'm with the Blue Note, or I have
Whatever.
2 or 3, so that I'm not. It's the bands that I'm.
They come first.
Yeah, they'll come first. I mean, every venue has its own little way of paying people or doing things, and if it comes to the end of the night and they're trying to, bringing up something that they didn't mention at the beginning when we all agreed on something, then.
So, you've dealt with a lot of bands, right?
Yeah.
Who's your least favorite band?
I'm not going to do that.
Good for you.
I'll go first.
I try every time, and no one ever wants to. All right, who's your favorite band?
Well, I've got several favorites from House of I, Viewers Like You, the whole trifecta, everybody in that. There's a lot of them. I had a band, Kane and the Full Moons, really young, really talented.
That's the one.
They broke up now because he had to go. But there's so much talent out there, and it just depends. It's I don't even have a favorite genre anymore.
Mm-hmm. Nobody does. It's so tough.
I mean, I got from bluegrass to punk rock. So,
and that's the thing is, but you do though. I love it all. I love all the music. You know what I mean? From here to there. But the blues are still where. That's what touches me. You know what I mean? Seriously. But I still love freaking Sahi. I still love Cruel Curses. You know what I mean? I still love Last You. You know what I mean? I love the whole gamut of it.
I like originality, and I like anything as long as it's done well.
Correct.
I couldn't listen to hours and hours of rap back to back, or country back to back, or even metal back to back.
How about country rap? I can listen to hours of
hours.
Still listening to it.
Yeah.
I've been rap battling for years.
I started tuning
like
into
a rap battler.
I started listening to K-pop. I have, just because it's upbeat, it's good for working out.
Is that on TikTok? Is that what?
No, K-pop. No, it's Korean pop.
This is ridiculous. It's TikTok.
Wolf Mother. That's better for working out.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't know. I just wanted something different.
All right, hold on. I want anyone in the chat board. Do you listen to K-pop? Do you know anyone other than Mike that listens to K-pop? Do you know?
I didn't even know what it was, so I took
it's Korean pop.
Yeah,
It's
I got it.
Flow in the Nation. It's crazy.
That's awesome. I'll have to look
It's
it up.
it's ED. It's like EDM. Okay,
But worse.
hold on. No, imagine this. Imagine mumble rap, because they do. It's a Korean-ish. It's like Korean English, but so the stuff doesn't rhyme all the time. But it's good upbeat music.
Right.
It's not bad like mumble rap.
So the same reason I get stuck on the Spanish station every now and then.
Yes, I was
Because
going to say the
Same
same
thing.
thing. Because I don't want to have to think about what they're saying.
Exactly.
it's happened. I'm on the highway, next thing you know, I'm like, I don't understand a fucking word they're saying.
But then every once in a while, they do speak English, and I'm like, do I know Korean now? It's confusing.
Is there a translator in my head?
I understood that.
Someone says Korean pop. I don't even like Korean food. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Korean barbecue, delicious.
Oh, not me.
Panala mode.
Racist,
Yeah, I
yeah.
fucking love that shit. What is Korean food? How does it vary from any other Asian?
I mean, there's different variants. There's slightly different things. I would say they probably use less saffron. I don't fucking know. Stop asking me that.
Just the way they cook it.
So your fake explanation included saffron? Thank you for being a friend. Oh, that just made me think of Shadi traveling down the road and back again. Thank you, Amanda, you jerk. She got this shit stuck in my head earlier.
If you keep singing, we're gonna have to pay for the royalties on that.
Oh, they will never recognize that song when I'm singing it, bro. I promise you that. So, JusThea, how did you end up in this with all these musicians? Was it through Sven?
Well, I started out in the art circle and then the spiritual circle and then wound up in the music circle. So I kind of like collected a little bit of networking from all the different areas. I flutter about, so it's like I guess my biggest
You
connection.
flutter about. Can
I
you
do.
show us how you do
Social
that?
butterfly.
Yeah,
Same
I
way
am a
you're
social
giddy.
butterfly. Well, you don't have a camera all over the house, so
Yes, I do.
you do.
We can make this She's fluttering. I get a net chasing you around.
I just like meeting new people. You know, like we were talking earlier about how it's just about being out and talking with people, and then things fall together naturally. Just like you were explaining how your getting into it happened. You were doing one thing and you merged into another thing. It was January 26th. There was an acoustic trifecta show at the Blue Note, and Heather's like, "Come on out," and then I got hooked. It was just that simple.
That
Nice.
was a great
That
show.
was a great show.
Trifecta groupie.
Yeah, I am a trifecta groupie.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
stalker.
so bad. I know.
I mean, seriously, skip the bullshit. We're stalking them.
I think my favorite part is that they, like we were saying, they support each other.
Of course, they actually talk to me.
Yeah, they hang out. They're there before and after their gig. They help each other set up. It's that family feel. It's passion.
One of my pet peeve is when a band comes in. We got a showcase. You got 3 or 4 bands on there. First band comes in, plays, bring their crowd, and leave and take their crowd.
Yeah, their crowd leaves with.
That
yeah.
drives me crazy. I mean, to me, there should be a code. If you can't go and support them because you got a gig, if you're at the same gig with them, stick around. You know, they were there for you. Stick around through the show if you can. I mean, I get it if there's stuff going on, but if it's a habitual thing that you just play and go, it's
Very rarely would I believe that every member of the band has a reason to leave.
Yeah.
So I get if a couple people are staying because someone has to take off. I've seen it, but at least there's people there representing the band that
Right.
are keeping, like you say, the people that came there for them. They're able to
Right.
bullshit with them, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And other people that like them come over and meet them. I mean, it's a social thing. Like build it that way, and you're not wrong. I mean, that's my whole goddamn point behind all of this. But the point is, I'm finding there's more and more bands that will do that. That are like that.
Most of the bands
We just got
will
to
do that.
find-
Most bands do that. But and then there's some bands that are young, don't know any better. They had hey, we're hungry, we're out. And then there's some bands that think they're too good to mingle with the crowd and everything. And I don't think you can ever be too good to. I'll go see Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Every time I went, if you stick around until everybody's gone, they come back out on the stage and talk to you,
Right.
sit down with you. You know, it's
It's the joy of the small venue.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That feel.
I mean, I used to set up stages in New York where Aerosmith, ZZ Top, Metallica, Huey Lewis, I mean, to MC Hammer, come through there.
yeah.
And the majority of them will hang out with the people out back for 30, 40 minutes before they go on stage. Like, just come out and
Right.
socialize bullshit with people, like, just hang out, literally. If they can do it at that level,
Yeah.
you can do it at this level.
Right.
And I've seen the bands coming in before them. You know, you got 2 big bands. I've seen the other big band out there watching that band.
Yeah.
Not in the crowd, but right there by the
Right.
stage watching that other band. They're getting paid a shit ton of money, and they can do it. There's no goddamn reason you can't do it. You this night, you're taking this night to perform.
Right.
It's your night. You don't need to take off.
And the more, you're social with people, you get to know them, then, you're going to gain fans that way too. It's, to me, let's say take the Blue Note, for example. I think it's a good setup that, a charging at the door thing. I think it's good for bands to help motivate them to build a crowd. Because if you could be a cover band and go play in the same circle of bars all your, for years and years, and you're stuck.
Right.
If you're not building an audience, because the bottom line and the harsh reality that I say to every band before I even work with them is I ask them, from a venue's perspective, what's your value? Because from a venue's perspective, they don't care. The first time I ever booked one of my own shows, the guy at Kahuna's Barn Grill, he said, I don't care what kind of music you play. I don't care if you're good. I don't care if you suck. How many people can you bring to buy my beer? And that makes sense from a venue's perspective. That's what they're there to do, is sell beer. And why would they hire a band to come in if not to make money? It's about money to them.
I think the venue should have a certain amount of accountability for promoting shows.
Yes, they
as well.
should. Well,
it's promoting that they do it on a regular basis.
so
people come.
They should promote it. If they're wanting to make money, then the more people that they get, also, it shouldn't be all on the promoter, shouldn't be all on the band. Everybody should be working together.
And I do think that the larger portion of attendance responsibility should come to the promoter and the bands. But I do think that the venues should be held somewhat accountable for some attendance.
Yes.
And, it's like the promoters that I've reached out to, they're like, these bands don't bring shit. So I'm like, I got an idea. They put a paper at the door, and you say what band you're there for.
Right.
Put your name on that paper. Let me see how many people put their fucking dash next to your name, and then you get paid accordingly. Let's do that. Give me a break. Anyone can call a venue and go, what dates you got available? Call 3 bands and go, who can do these? Seriously, what's that take?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's not promoting, that's booking.
Yeah.
Correct. That's what's going on out there, except for you.
A booking agent can go out there and put a show together, but if they're just hands off, they're not promoting.
Correct.
Now, I have some bands that don't like it, that I may approach somebody on Facebook on a personal message. But the majority of people like to be personally invited.
It's effective.
But there's a lot of people that are like, hey, they don't like it. They think it's too aggressive or whatever. But that's what I've got 10 times more people coming and telling me, hey, I appreciate, because that's what a promoter should be doing.
Right. I would appreciate it if you stopped sending me messages, but that's just me.
You don't have to check them. I never check them. Just ignore them.
Oh, so they don't see my little face pop up? They know I saw it.
Well, if you don't click on it, it's...
I would never do that to John. I want him to know I'm ghosting him. But I do appreciate that about you, man, and that's why you're here, honestly. And I know we haven't gotten into, what's coming up with you, what you're doing and all that, but I just want people to get to know you a little bit. You, my friend, where are we at, Mike?
Got a few minutes before the game.
Okay. You,
Yeah.
Mike mentioned earlier about me freezing on stage.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone thought that was going to be a natural transition for me to just get on stage and talk.
Right.
Not so true.
Right.
Have you ever been on stage behind a microphone?
No.
Okay.
I'm not nervous.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So, trust me, I
Yeah.
will make you nervous because...
Oh, you're going to be there?
No.
No.
I appreciate you asking, though. God, I got to work on my honesty. I'm learning to lie, I promise.
It's all good.
Like you said, you saw that this was happening.
Yeah.
And reached out and went, hey, I'll
Yeah.
do this, whatever. And that's cool as shit. Because
Yeah.
that's kind of going out of your comfort zone, if you will.
Well, that's what I teach people how to do, so I have to follow my own advice.
Cockabuggy. My parents always just said because I said so.
Yeah.
That's where that
Did
ends.
you just say how mechanics don't work on their own cars?
Yeah, well, I try to be different than that. Because that's like my biggest thing. My best advice is follow your own advice as if it was meant for you. So if you're constantly telling someone the same thing over and over again, check yourself and say, maybe I should be doing that.
And you said that all wrong. You better check yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Damn you.
You
Do you not know how to be aggressive toward people? It's way more effective. You kick the dog, you beat the wife. That's how they listen.
Yeah.
Not really. That's why I'm divorced. No. It wasn't beating the wife. She got sick of me kicking the dog. So you're going to do this, right? And it's an open mic?
Yep. It was. This is another thing I teach people